guys, my name is Michelle. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce myself because a lot of people do not know me. I don't tend to tell people what my name is. I have this thing about me where when I meet people, I talk to people, and I have the confidence to go up to them. But I forget to tell people my name. So I thought it was really important for me to say what my name is. And something else really interesting about me is that I have a Facebook page called Butterfly Spirit. And Butterfly Spirit is basically where I talk about my progress towards my spiritual awakening. And, through me, studying a variety of, types of religious texts and things like numerology, crystals, and herbs, and, eventually tarot and Reiki and different things else, I hope to help people. The reason why I hope to help people is because I've always had this feeling in me where I wanted to do something to really help people, to really do something that's going to make a difference to them. And the reason why is because of the world that we live in. We don't live in a friendly world. Most people these days are depressed, they're sad, they're living in conditions where, they just can't take it. And, when you are becoming more and more awake, spiritually, then you start to realize that the world is the way that it is, And the thing about it is that although you might be depressed about seeing the world for what it is, the great thing is that you have the power to change the world and to make an impact on people. Me, from very young age, I've always wanted to help people. And I even started off doing it when I was in preschool, when I saw a bully picking on my friend, and I took it upon myself to make sure that he was not going to do that again. So guys, what I wanted to talk about today is that I had a dream, and my dream was about fear. Now, I'll just get into the dream. So, I had this dream that it was me and my sister, and she had like this SUV. And she used to have one too. She no longer has it. And this guy came up to the window, and I had a knowing about the fact that this guy that came up to the window, he was up to no good. He was about to do something. I had just had this foresight, this knowing that he was going to try to do something. So what happened is that, basically my sister told the guy, I'm sorry, I can't help you, with whatever it was he was asking. And so, she got out of the car and I got out of the car, and the guy went from her side around to my side. And the guy goes and he pulls out a gun, and he has like this baton or something. And, and he comes on basically coming towards me as like I'm getting out the car, and I see him. And you know what I got out the car and did? I got out the car because I was in the driver's seat. And I saw him have that weapon. And you know what? When you see somebody with a weapon, you get scared, right? And, in our reality, you get scared, okay? But I knew I was in a dream, okay? I kind of got it because of where I was, And also because I was with my sister. And the thing about it is that my sister lives in Ohio. So I know she's not going to be with me, right now. Because she's in Ohio right now, So what happened is that this guy's coming towards me. I see a gun and I see his baton he's going to use and stuff. And you know what I did? I got out the car and I went up to that guy. And I took that baton he had in his hand. I took it out of his hand and I started beating his ass. You know why I started doing that? Even though he had a gun or whatever and stuff, and the gun or whatever, that was not even a thing anymore. It seemed as though the gun disappeared. Now, some people would say, Michelle, you're crazy to do that in a dream. But you know what those weapons represented? Those weapons represented fear and somebody trying to instill fear within you. And you know what? I wasn't having it in this dream. I wasn't having it. The reason why was it was my dream. And I'm not going to have some guy come up and threaten my sister's life and my life in a dream. This is my dream. Okay? And, you know, I was appalled that this guy would do that. Now, most people would freeze up. But I didn't freeze up in that dream. I took control and I exercised my power in that dream. No matter who this guy was. And you know what I did? After I got, you know, the baton from him and the gun seemed to disappear from somewhere, right? What I did is I had a knowing also about this guy, that this guy was the type of guy who would abuse women. He would beat women. He'd rape women. He'd do all these terrible things to women. And the fact that he came up to me and my sister trying to rob us was a good example of the fact that, you know, he just had this grudge against women. And he didn't care what he did to them. Okay? So, what I did is I basically went up to the guy and I touched him on his back. Boy, before he can walk away, I touched him on his back and I said to him, I said, I am taking away your ability that you have that you're misusing. I'm taking away you abusing women. And I'm doing this by the power of God and my higher self. And you know what? When the guy heard me say my higher self, he got scared. He got freaked out. And I said this with confidence. Now I shouted it in my dream. And it was done. Now, what I took out of this guy was an implant. I did not see it come out, but I knew it was gone. But I told him, I said, you hurting women is gone. And abusing them, that's gone. But what is not gone is those feelings, the lingering feelings that you're going to have as a result of what you did. These feelings are going to be present within you because these are things that you did. And you have to come to grips with this in this life. And then the dream ended. Okay? And what I'm doing here is trying to say this to people. Fear is something that is there to prevent you from doing whatever it is that you need to do. The guy coming up to me with a gun, you know, this guy is threatening my life and my sister's life and stuff like that, but I didn't let him do that. I pushed past that fear. And I, you know, got straight into, you know, handling the situation. You know, I didn't care that he had weapons. You know, I wasn't thinking about somebody getting hurt or anything like that because I knew I was in a dream, so I knew I couldn't get hurt. Okay? So I just pushed past it. And, you know, on your path to a spiritual awakening, there's a lot of fear you're going to have to push past. You're going to have to push past fear. Like some people have a fear of opening their third eye because, you know, they think that they're going to see demons. Well, if you do open your third eye and you see demons, these demons are going to be demons that are attached to you. Demons that are there because of, you know, because you have all these negative and bad emotions that are around, you know, and these demons are feeding off of you. These lower vibrational beings are feeding off of you. Because the thing is that you are powerful. Just like I was in that dream, you're powerful and you have the ability to push past, you know, those demons that are feeding off of you. They wouldn't mess with you if you're, at a high vibration all the time. You're happy, and you're on an even keel and stuff. They wouldn't mess with you. But when you have fear, they're right on you. When you're angry, they're right on you. You're sad, they're right on you. They are. And when you open your third eye, you have a spiritual awakening, you're going to have to face your demons. The things that you're afraid of. You're going to have to do that in order to learn the truth. And the thing is with a spiritual awakening, you need to know the truth, because through knowing the truth, you can live a better, easier, and happier life than the life you're living. So, I'm not going to say that, that you should just toss out fear and, throw caution to the wind. I'm not saying that, because we have, instincts for a reason about fear, about certain things. Like if we know that somebody's up to no good, that's good for us to know, because then we know the appropriate steps to take in this situation. But if we let the fear overcome us, like like in that dream where that guy had those weapons, if I would have let the fear overcome me, I could have died in the dream, and I would not have learned the lesson. The lesson for me in the dream was for me to overcome the fear. Okay? And in our reality, there's a lot of things that put fear into us. There are things like you see on TV, scary movies put fear into you. If you watch the news and you heard about somebody getting killed or something, that puts fear within you. There are, certain stereotypes that put fear within you. There's a lot of things that put fear within you. Some people are even afraid of the Bible, because in the Old Testament, there's the book of Job, and in that book of Job, people are scared that God's going to take everything from them. And they're afraid of that. Some people are afraid because when they go to church, then they have people who, they come into church and they knock you down. And they knock you down because they need you to be there so that you can pay them money. Because supposedly they're going to help fix all your problems, but they don't. Okay? And the thing is that you have to be able to fix things. You are powerful. You have, gifts that can help you overcome many things. But if you're somebody who, you let fear get to you, then you might not see the wonderful things. Like there's some people, who are scared of astral projection, but, astral projection is something you got to push past the experience in order to see all the great things, And, open your third eye, you get a chance to experience and know as much information about things. Now, yes, it is a tool. It is something that comes with responsibility and with you learning how to use it and use your gifts for good. But it is something that is beneficial. That's important. I mean, think about a time that you've overcome fear and how good it had been that you did it. And imagine if you would have let that fear still keep you. What would you be? You'd still be that person, right? It's like, and I'll give one example. What about if you're somebody who you and your kid, you saw, a two-wheeler bike, right? No training wheels. And you were afraid of that, right? And you got your tricycle and stuff. But if you had continued to be scared of riding the two-wheeler bike, you'd still be riding a tricycle, right? My point exactly. Now, that's just a little bit about fear. In my dream, I pushed past it, and I feel like that's very important, And I just wanted to really give this message because, there's people who are going to tell you that, fear is there, to, prevent you from, making mistakes. But really, fear can be there to, stop you from making achievements. you know. And one thing I'm going to say is, and mention too, is that, you know, I watched Ryan Cropper's videos, and Ryan Cropper talks about how he had to push past the things he was afraid of in order to be where he is now. You know, he's a good example of somebody who pushed past fear so that, you know, lower vibrational entities, energies, and different things, they cannot get to him anymore because he already knows what's up and he knows that he has power. And you guys can too. Okay? So thank you guys for watching this video. I really wanted to share about my dream on fear. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, my name is Michelle, and I have a page called Butterfly Spirit you guys can subscribe to learn about, you know, my experiences that I've had, you know, since I've been on the path of my spiritual awakening and stuff like that or whatever. And I talk about a variety of, you know, topics on my, you know, YouTube channel if you guys are interested in, you know, subscribing to that, which is Butterfly Spirit 314, and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching my video. I know it was a bit long, but I really just wanted to just let you guys know a little bit about, you know, how I was able to push past fear in my dream and the reason that I'm glad that I did. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.